Okay, we'll start with the word problems. That is the last session we are taking for this chapter, linear equations in two variables. Now I'm not writing any particular sum here. I will just ask you to keep your textbook with you, and I'm taking the questions on this one. In your textual exercise, exercise 1.5, sum number 4 we are taking now. And that question is related with numerator and denominator sum. Okay. Now what I will do is, I am going to explain you this with the chart only. Now you see this particular sum, fourth sum from exercise 1.5, it is a question related with numerator denominator. I hope you are having a textbook in front of you. Let us check that. Now, when you are solving this particular sum, what we have to do is, we are supposed to prepare one table like this. I am writing here numerator, denominator, and this is a fraction, that is numerator upon denominator. Let us consider, now these statements we have to write x and y, because we are going to handle two variables, so the fraction is x upon y. So on the basis of the table, what I will write here, let the numerator and denominator, now you can write, you have to write full word, numerator and denominator of a fraction. Let the numerator and denominator of the fraction be x and y respectively. Therefore, the original fraction is definitely going to be x upon y. That is what we see in the first row here. Now see the condition what they have given. The first thing is what? Denominator of the fraction is 4 more than twice the numerator. Now I am writing that condition over here. Instead of that, it is better to write this according to first condition. You please understand the different technique of forming the equation here. They have given denominator of the fraction. The denominator of the fraction is y. After that, is word is coming there. Denominator of the fraction is. So when you get the word like was, will be, is, you have to put equal to sign here. Denominator of the fraction is. After that, they have given this 4 more. So you have to leave some space and you have to write 4 more, so plus 4. 4 more than twice its numerator, and that's why we have to write 2x, that is twice of x. Now this equation is not in a standard form, so we have to transfer this on the left. It becomes minus 2x plus y is equal to 4. But we never write the equation like this starting with negative sign, and therefore it is 2x minus y is equal to minus 4. Once you get the equation like this, then only you have to number this equation as your equation number 1. Is this clear to you? Now we will go for the second condition. According to the second condition, instead of writing that, we have to just write it like this. According to second condition, we have to frame the another equation now. Now they have given, if x is subtracted from both the numerator and denominator. Now 6 is subtracted from both, that means I should write x minus 6. Then we are going to have y minus 6. then the fraction becomes x minus 6 upon y minus 6 or not. Now they have given it like this. The denominator becomes 12 times the numerator. Now we have to write this condition. Denominator becomes, means what? Y minus 6 is a new denominator. Becomes means what? We have to write equal to sign. Then we have to write 12 times the numerator. That means we have to write 12 times the numerator. That is going to be this way. Now we will solve the equation further. Y minus 6 is equal to, it is 12x minus 72. Now this equation is not in a standard form. So I will transfer this on the left. It is going to be minus 12x plus y. Minus 6 we have to transfer on the right side. That is minus 72 plus 6. So it is minus 12x plus y is equal to minus 66. And one equation we have to write with positive sign. So 12x minus y is it equal to 66. Actually these equations we have to solve simultaneously. Now you can use different methods of your choice. Now these equations I think directly we can subtract to get the answer. So now I am not solving anything here. I am not solving the equations, I am just framing the equations. Once you frame the equations properly and numbering it as equation number 1 and 2, then these equations you can solve easily by any method of your choice. And normally we will go for equating the coefficient method only. That is what we are going to subtract these equations. So y will be eliminated. You will get the value of x. Then you will get the value of y. And they have asked you find the fraction. Fractions means original fraction you have to find out. So once you get the value of x and y, your final answer you should write original fraction is equal to x upon y. And then the value of x and y is to be substituted. Is it clear to you? I hope you have understood this question. Let us go for the next. There is one more question which is activity based question. They draw the diagram like this. That is the second question. I do it. Now this is the rectangle what they have shown. They have given certain values here, 4x plus 2y, then it is 2x plus 3y plus 4, this is 2x plus y plus 2, and here they have given 3x minus y plus 3. And the question asked to you about this, find length of the rectangle, find breadth of the rectangle, and then find its area. The question is definitely asked for 4 marks only. You are going to have this type of question in the textbook also. Now this rectangle, we will name that ABCD first. Now the thing is, we know that AB and CD, they are opposite sides of rectangle, that's why they are equal. And we have to substitute the values what we know. It is 2x plus 3y plus 4. Then it is 4x plus 2y as the CD value. Now when you transfer it on the left, now this equation you have to convert. It is going to become minus 2x. If I put 2y on the left, it is 3y minus 2y means y. Then 4 I am supposed to transfer on that side, it becomes minus 4. And therefore we are going to get the equation finally 2x minus y is equal to 4. This is my first equation. That is what we have to number as equation number 1. Now here we need to write the reason for it, and that reason is opposite sides of rectangle are congruent. Now let us go for the another pair. AD is equal to BC. Now AD length they have given as 2x plus y plus 2, and this BC length it is 3x minus y plus 3. This is not the standard equation, so we have to make it standard by transferring it on the left. It is minus x. If I put y here, then it is plus y. Then 3 is transferred here. So, sorry. It is to be transferred on that side. That is going to be 1. But the equation we never write. Now this equation, it is y transferred positive. So it is becoming 2y. Then we never write the equation like this. It becomes x minus 2y is it equal to minus 1. This is what we get the value of. This is the second equation what we have got. And now these two equations we have to solve simultaneously. These two equations we have to solve simultaneously to get the values of x and y. Now we are not solving these equations now. Procedure I am telling you, because in these word problems, framing the equations will be for 2 marks and solving this and getting this remaining part, that is going to be for 2 marks. These questions are for 4 marks only. Now when you get the answers for x and y, we can plan it like this. Now we will find out AB length. AB length is going to be 2x plus 3y plus 4. So we have to substitute the value of x and y here. And then we have to go for BC length, that is going to be 3x minus y plus 3. So after getting this, AB means it is the length of the rectangle, and BC is also going to be, this one is the breadth of the rectangle. Once you get the length and breadth, we can go for this area. Area is nothing but length multiplied by breadth. These questions are time consuming, but they are surely going to come in the exam. So better you focus on these calculations effectively. I hope this is clear to you. We'll go for the next one now. Problem set, question number 7, example number 1. Now this is a question again like the numerator denominator what we have solved. It is a question related with a 2-digit number. So let us plan this. It is problem set 1, question number 7, first sum. It is related with the 2-digit number, which I always do it like this. I put this part as units place, this one is the tens place, and here I write the number. Remember one thing, that whenever you are getting a question related with a 2-digit number, interchanging the digits is one of the condition effectively coming there. So I am considering this x and y here. Now if the digit in the tens place is x, then the number is going to be 10x plus y. And there is some condition of interchanging the digits. So y will come here, x will be taking this place. So number will automatically change to 10y plus x. See, I am telling you this part to prepare it on the paper just to avoid confusions later on. So my first statement is based on this condition number 1, not 2. So we have to write, let the digit in tens place, let the digit in the tens place be x, and the digit in units place, be y, and therefore the original number is equal to, that is what I have introduced, what I have written here, that is 10x plus y. See, this is what we can easily write based on the table. That's why you prepare a table like this. Later on, the framing of the equations will be definitely easier. This is what we normally write. Now you see the question. Now I hope you are having a textbook in front of you. Problem set question number 7. Sub question number 1. It is related with a 2-digit number. Now I explain you the basic of that. Sum of a 2-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the digits is 143. See this one. Sum of a number means this original, that is 10x plus y. Sum of means addition. Sum of the number and the number obtained by interchanging the digits means this number, that is 10y plus x, is 143. Now there is nothing difficult in this. Now when you add it, there is no need to open the brackets because all signs are plus. You can write easily 11x plus 11y is equal to 143. Now in this you can take 11 common into bracket x plus y, that is equal to 143. Therefore x plus y, the answer is 143 upon 11. So we can definitely write x plus y is equal to 11 ones are 11 and 11 threes are. So we are getting this equation x plus y is equal to 13, and that is what we know as it is equation number 1. This is how we have to go ahead. Now only one equation is not enough because we are solving this simultaneously. So definitely there will be second condition also, and second condition you can effectively see this. Digit in the units place is 3 more than the digit in the tens place. Now unless they specify, you are not going to jump to this particular row. They are talking about this only. Now what they are saying, digit in the units place means what? Digit in the units place is y. After that, is word is coming. So we have to write digit in the units place is, matlab equal to sign, is, then they are saying 3 more. So what we have to do, we have to leave some space and 3 more than the digit in the tens place. Digit in the tens place is x. This is the equation which is not in a standard form. So let us try this. It is minus x plus y is equal to 3. And then we can write, this is not the standard form. So still we have to change all the signs. That is x minus y is equal to minus 3. Whether you are going to have this as equation number 2. And these equations we have to solve simultaneously. Are you getting this? See, in this particular questions, word problem specifically, if you frame the equations by using this basic logic in mind, then you will frame the equations properly. And once these equations are right, it's a simple job for you people to get the answers by solving the equations simultaneously by the method which is best known to you. Every time you are not going to go for Cramer's rule. Now these equations are very simple. Directly we can add it because y is eliminated. Correct? The equations which you will be asked here in these cases, they will be easier. And if the question is asked alone for solving the equations, that may be little difficult having different coefficients. Here fortunately we are getting the same equations. Equations part you can solve it afterwards, but you have to mainly focus on framing of the equations effectively. Once you frame it properly, then it's very easy job to solve them further and to write the final answer. Answer is basically about x and about y. Once you get the value of x, you have to substitute that value of x and y here, then only you will get that original number. Is it clear to you? Let us go for the last question in this session. It is example number 7, the last sum number 6, sub question number 6 from the problem set. Question I am not writing here. You keep your textbook in front of you and just correlate my explanation with that. They have given there are two places A and B which are 30 kilometers apart. They are on a straight road. See, I am explaining this with the help of a diagram now. There are two places A and B, so I am just drawing this segment and we are writing the distance between them is 30 kilometers. Correct? So first line according to diagram is like this. A and B are the two distances 30 kilometers apart and they are on a straight road. That's why we are drawing a straight line. Now the next statement they have given, Hamid travels from A to B on a bike. Hamid starts, I am writing H here. Hamid starts from A, so I am putting an arrow, A towards B, correct? And at the same time, Joseph starts from B on a bike, travel towards A. So travel towards A means here. So I am writing Joseph. Again I repeat, A and B are the places which are 30 kilometers apart. They are on a straight road. Hamid travels from A to B on a bike. So I am just writing it like this, from A to B. Here I have written H. Then after that they have given, at the same time Joseph starts from B on a bike towards A, means they are on the opposite side. They meet each other after 20 minutes. So let us consider it like this. Then this speed is x and this one is y. I am writing this. Now this is what is to be understood effectively. I am writing this speed as x kilometers per hour. So what should be written here? Now I am not writing that. I am leaving it to you. This arrow means here we have to write something. What can be written? Tell me. Let the speed with which Hamid is moving is x kilometers per hour and this is y kilometers per hour. Now I will put it in the diagram now. They are meeting each other here, for example, at this moment. After 20 minutes they have given. Definitely here I am writing 20 minutes and here I am writing 20 minutes. Is that clear? Now after 20 minutes they are meeting each other. So now we have to go ahead that 20 minutes, because everything is calculated in hours. So 20 minutes means 20 upon 60. So that is going to be 1 upon 3 hours. So now you tell me what will be the distance travelled by Hamid and distance travelled by Joseph. Now here we have to directly write that according to first condition, that condition is like this: distance travelled by Hamid plus distance travelled by Joseph is definitely going to be 30. And here I am writing a formula for your understanding. Distance is nothing but what we are going to write? Speed multiplied by time. Because the formula which we are using is distance upon time is speed. So distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. Now whenever we are talking about the speed for Hamid, it is x. Multiply this by. What is the speed and what is the time for which it is moving? Time is 1/3 hours, no? So 1 upon 3. Speed of Joseph is y and he is also travelling for 1/3 hour. So this is the equation what we are going to have, which I write as x upon 3 plus y upon 3 is equal to 30. So therefore, this is also not the standard equation. So we are going to write the equation like this, that is x plus y is equal to, if you multiply this, it is going to be 90. So this is going to be your equation, that is equation number 1. Now we have to go for the second equation also. Now they are giving, they meet each other. If Joseph would have started from B in the same direction, but in opposite, instead of towards A, is started at the same time. Now what is happening? I will put a diagram again here, that is for the second condition. A and B, the distance is 30 kilometers. Now here I am writing Hamid, he starts at this point with the speed x kilometers per hour, and y, that is Joseph, is starting not in this direction but in the same direction at the same time. So I will write this way, I will put a diagram in this way, this is y kilometers per hour. Definitely they are going to meet each other after some time. Then they have given, they are meeting each other after 3 hours. So there is some point where we are going to say that this person comes here, Hamid, but this speed is very slow, so it takes more time. So I am writing 3 hours here. Here also I am writing 3 hours. So now I can write it like this, according to second condition. Remember one thing now, what I am writing here, according to second condition. See this second condition. What is the distance covered by A? So I am writing this part, distance covered by Hamid. How many, what is the time for which is moving 3 and x kilometers per hour, so it is 3x. So according to second condition, distance covered by Hamid, now that is what we have to check. Now they have given speed as x kilometers per hour, and like that he is moving for, he is walking for 3 hours. So distance covered by them by bike is 3x kilometers, and similar to that, distance covered by Joseph is going to be 3y. Now I will write 3y here. So if you see, it's easily clear from the diagram. So second condition state that 3x and 3y, these are the two distances. Now 3x is a distance covered by Hamid and 3y is a distance covered by Joseph. Difference between the distances covered will always between A and B. So that is minus, that is equal to 30. And therefore we can have the equation x 3 common into bracket x minus y is equal to 30. So x minus y is going to be 10. This is definitely going to be the second condition, second equation, which is to be numbered as 2. These equations we can easily solve simultaneously to get the values of x and y. Now if you do it orally, if you add the equations, then what will happen? Y will be eliminated and you will get 2x is equal to 100. Therefore, x is equal to 50. So this person is moving the bike with the speed 50 kilometers per hour. And if you get the value of y, that is 40. So Joseph is riding the bike with the speed 40 kilometers per hour. I hope that whenever you are answering any question, little bit about, I'm talking about word problems as such. If you apply this method, because in the reference books, they have not given anything like this. They have directly written some explanation directly. It is not wrong. But when you put it in the diagram point of view, the things will be very clear to you for a long run. Whatever information we are getting, normally the questions based on numerator, denominator, question based on upstream, downstream, then questions based on 2-digit number, and questions related with distance and speed. You can put it in this way so that getting the equations will become much more easier. Solving them is not a big task now. You can easily solve the equations, but framing in the equation, again I am telling you, once you frame the equations properly, effectively you can get the proper answer. Now this is what we are completing this session. All important points of linear equations are covered here. This is the most important topic as far as the 4 marks questions may be asked from this topic. Now the remaining topics we'll discuss in the next few sessions. Is it clear to you? Okay.